Welcome to your weekly look at West Georgia Wolves men's basketball on the Coach Dave Moore Show. And hello again, everybody. Mitch Gray welcoming you into another edition of the Coach Dave Moore Show, the head coach of the West Georgia Wolves basketball team. We're getting ready for a big home week coming up. The Union Bulldogs are in town. The Christian Brothers Buccaneers are coming into town. Coach Moore, been an exhausting run so far, and we really hadn't even hit the home stretch yet.
Well, 3 straight road games. We got 2 out of 3. Which we're happy about. We didn't play the way we wanted to play on Saturday, but in the grand scheme of things, if you go on the road against 3 good teams and get 2 of them, that's a pretty good road trip. So we're coming back home. We're excited to be back home, and hopefully we can play well.
We'll talk about Union and CBU coming up in a moment. Looking back at last week, is there anything to that second day of a long road trip? Because it was a long trip to Valdosta. It was a long way to Pensacola. Is the second day tougher? Is that legit when you're in a bus ride league like we are?
Yeah, I think so. It's tougher. It's tougher on you mentally. It's a little bit tougher on you physically. We had to, really, really dig deep and play hard against Valdosta State for 40 minutes. And, it's a quick turnaround, get on the bus the next day and go down to Pensacola and play a team that was ready to play, a team that was hungry for a win at home. And we didn't match their energy and their toughness. And, we're coming to find out, and we've continued to learn the lesson that the team that's most ready to play, the team that's going to play the hardest, the team that's going to scrap and be tough is going to win the game.
You mentioned the Valdosta ball game. We came out of the gate fast in that one. We led most of the ball game. They made runs here and there, but you stood there and took the punch and then hit them right back.
Yeah, our guys, they did a terrific job. Mark Will was really flowing offensively, and we had some guys backing him up, and we played tough, Mitch. That was the key. We scrapped. We forced 17, 18 turnovers on their home floor. A team that doesn't turn it over like that normally, and we made our mistakes and they made their runs, but we continued to play hard and play with toughness and battle, and that's the formula for our guys. And when we play like that, when we play with competitive fire, there's not a team in the league we can't beat.
So many of the guys you could single out. We talk about Mark Will a lot, an amazing scorer. And I'll ask you something about him and the 1,000 points coming up in a moment. But I thought Aaron Omer, I've watched him here 4 years. I don't know I've ever seen him have a more impactful game than he did at Valdosta State.
Well, 15 points, 8 assists. I think he maybe had 1 or 2 turnovers. And
about 5 or 6 steals to go with.
Yeah, 5 steals. He was terrific. He was what you want your senior point guard to be on the road in a big game. A guy that's poised, a guy that's tough on the ball. He scrapped out with those 5 steals and got us some big baskets. That's what you have to have. We're going to go as our seniors go. And when you're on the road in our league against a really good team, your seniors have to play well, and he did.
I know it wasn't his best day Saturday or anyone's, but I'm thinking about Greg James Thursday night. Been out nearly 2 months with the injury.
Yeah.
How big was it for him to see those first 2 3 balls go in?
Well, they were big. They were big for him. They were big for us. We needed them. We needed every point we could get. And he came off the bench, and he's still trying to feel his way back into it. It's a process, and we got him some time on Thursday, and he helped us. We got him some more time on Saturday. And he's just working that left hand and trying to get back and get comfortable shooting the ball again. He saw a couple go in against Valdosta and then couldn't buy a basket against West Florida, against the zone. But he's continuing to work hard in practice, and hopefully we can get the Greg back that we had at the beginning of the year.
Well, we alluded to Mark Will earlier. 1,000 points now for his career. Went over that on the road trip. A young man, a scorer, no doubt about that. He did it in a year and a half, and that is for a school that's had a lot of transfers through the years. There aren't that many 1,000-point scorers here, and a heck of an achievement for that young man.
Yeah, it's a big-time achievement. Anytime you can score, 1,000 points in less than 2 seasons. I've been around a couple guys to do that when I was at St. Bonaventure, and they were both terrific players, and they're both pros now. And that's what Mark Will is. He's a terrific player in our league. He's a potential first-team All-American. He's a first-team All-League player, and he's got a chance to have a career after college playing basketball. And if you can score 1,000 points in 2 seasons, you're a big-time scorer, and he is, and we need him to keep going.
Well, let's talk coming home. Let's talk Union Bulldogs right now. What are you going to see out of the red and black when they hit the Coliseum Thursday night?
Well, a really good young team, a team that's talented, a team that can score. They're almost 80 points a game. They got several guys that can shoot it from deep. They play 2-3 high Princeton attack, which is a disciplined attack, but it's They've got versatile pieces. They've got 4 or 5 guys on the floor at all times that can score. Some games they struggle to score, and those are the games that they struggle to win. But we've got to do a great job contesting the 3-point line. They're almost at 10 threes a game, made threes a game. We've got to do a great job keeping the ball above the foul line and forcing them to play above the foul line, so we can contest shots. That's the biggest thing. If they're making threes this week, both teams, if they're making threes, it's going to be hard to win. We've got to do a great job guarding the 3-point line and making it hard on them.
You mentioned the other game this week, Christian Brothers.
Yeah.
Coach Niedaber's got, of course, the big kid D-Ball, who's killed us for 3 years, and Larrabee is scoring points like crazy on everybody. He's been a good player up there, but he's at a different level this year, it seems.
Well, the last couple of weeks, he's been the best player in the league. Over 30 points. I don't think 4 or 5 times. They can really shoot it. Christian Brothers is a team that, Union can shoot it, and they're making 10 threes a game. Christian Brothers is a team that could put 15 or 20 made threes on you in a game if you're not covering your bases and keeping them above the foul line. And then, Adam is a terrific player. He can play inside and out. He's a guy you can't cover one-on-one in the post. I think he leads the league in assists. He's a guy that can stretch out at 3 at 6'9" or whatever he is, and I'm proud of him. He's a Cincinnati boy from Lakota East High School. He's one of the best players in the country at this level, and he's going to be hard to deal with, and we're going to have the game plan for him. But they got other guys that can, they had a kid come off their bench get 44 points this year. From my alma mater, Oak Hills High School on the west side in Cincinnati, by the way, but. They can do it in multiple ways, and it's going to be a big challenge for us. They're one of the best teams in the league.
This will be always fun when the CBU Bucks come to town. Union Bulldogs as well.
Yeah.
Coach Niven, they've had some really good basketball teams up there, and we look forward to it. And we're at home. Take care of business. I know it's still January, but we're talking about conference standings and seedings and maybe NCAA consideration. Every game's a big game.
Well, we're coming down the stretch. We got 11 games left. We got 7 at home. We got 4 on the road. These are 2 really big ones. If we want to, we've talked about it with the guys. If we want to, be in position to play in March, this stretch coming up, this 6-game stretch here, is really, really important. We just got to take them one at a time, and Union's the first one up, and we've got to play with great urgency and great pride on our home court and try to get a win.
Let's go get them when the Bulldogs hit town.
Sounds good to me.
Thanks a lot, Coach Dave Moore. And the Coach Dave Moore Show here each week as we go through the season, watching West Georgia Wolves basketball, getting ready for a big stretch run that'll be coming up. And it starts Thursday evening with the Union Bulldogs, 7:30 in the Coliseum. The Buccaneers of Christian Brothers on Saturday afternoon. For Coach Dave Moore, I'm Mitch Gray. Go Wolves.